Sandhya Sharma. Welcome to class 9th. Today we will be discussing first chapter in science 2, that is classification of plants. In your textbook this is chapter number 6. Now when we talk about plants, what comes into our mind? Plants are nothing but they are the living organism who has the capacity to prepare their own food. This is possible because of chlorophyll present in them. Now, when we talk about plants, there are certain plants which do not possess chlorophyll. Now, but those are also included in kingdom Plantae. Now, in 1869, if we remember, in 1869, Robert Whittaker, he was the first scientist who gave a systematic classification of all the living organisms. We follow 5 kingdom classification. Now, in that 5 kingdom classification, we have all animals, or you can say all plants, or all unicellular, multicellular, all the organisms are involved. Now, these organisms, if you want to imagine, it can be a small shrub which we have in our house like tulsi, or it can be a huge banyan tree. It can be a small paramotium which you may find during the rainy season, that a small puddling is there. In that puddling you will find some water deposit and some greenish color deposition is there. That contains unicellular organism like paramotium. Correct? But you can have a huge banyan tree or a mango tree, a tall coconut tree. But all those are living organisms. Now, in that 5 kingdom classification, or we talk about the living organisms, we have 2 main categories. One is a prokaryote, other is a eukaryote. Now, prokaryotes usually deal with unicellular organisms. Now, in these unicellular organisms, unicellular means one single cell. Now, in this cell, what is the main point? The nucleus is present, but nuclear membrane is absent. Understood? Nucleus is there, cell is there, but nuclear membrane is not present, absent. Those are in prokaryotes. Now, when we come to eukaryotes, eukaryotes have proper cells as well as proper nucleus is there, along with I told you, eukaryotes are also living organisms. They have cells present in them. Now, they are also classified into unicellular as well as multicellular. Now, unicellular eukaryotes have cells along with the nuclear membrane. Multicellular, they also have nucleus along with the nuclear membrane present in them. Now, when we talk about unicellular, one single cell will perform the entire function. How we as a human being, all organs are present inside our body, digestion takes place, respiration takes place, nervous system continuous, it's working. In the same way, different organs, they form system and they work. In the same way, that single cell will perform all the functions. Now, coming to multicellular organisms in eukaryotes. Now, multicellular organisms, now they are divided into 2 types. Earlier we saw nuclear membrane without nuclear we saw nucleus along with nuclear membrane. Now, here we will see about cells with cell wall, without cell wall. So, multicellular organisms are classified into 2 types: cell wall, without cell wall. Now, those with a cell wall, they are autotrophs or heterotrophs, and without cell wall, they are animalia. Now, autotrophs, as the word suggests, autotrophs, we have plants. Heterotrophs, they are fungi, kingdom fungi. Now, these fungi which we have studied last year, it is nothing but they feed on the dead and decaying matter. Like for example, if you have a bread, if you keep it for 2-3 days, it will stale and afterwards some fungus grows on it. Now, that bread is unfit for consumption. That's why we have thrown it and fungus has started growing on that. Now, animalia. Many animals are included in it. Like from an octopus, you can have a mollusk, and you can have sharks, whale, pigeons, human beings. So, kingdom animalia we'll learn next year. Now, what are the main 5 kingdoms? Let's see. Now, the first kingdom is kingdom Monera. Second, Protista. Third one, Plantae. Fourth one, fungi. Then fifth one is kingdom Animalia. Now, as you can see, we have discussed about prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Now, this kingdom Monera, it is included in prokaryotes. They are single cell organisms. They are single cell organisms without nuclear membrane present in them. Now, all these, they are eukaryotes. Now, all these are eukaryotes. Okay? Now, when we say protista is unicellular. Rest all of them, they are multicellular. This is the 5 kingdom classification given by Robert Whittaker. Now, in this chapter, especially, we will discuss about kingdom Plantae. Now, what are plants? As I told you, plants are nothing but they are autotrophs present with the chlorophyll. Now, they are the main source of food for the entire living world present around us. How? For example, if we are vegetarians, we eat dal, rice, chapati, all these comes from grains. Even if we are non-vegetarian, we prefer to eat fish, chicken, but these organisms, they also feed on what? Grains. For plants to be classified. How will we going to classify plants? In your previous classes, you have already studied about we classify plants as per their heights. For example, they can be shrubs, they can be herbs, they can be creepers, they can be climbers. They can be classified as per the roots also. But here, when we discuss about huge living organisms, huge diversity of plants, we have broadly 5 ways to classify. Now let's start one by one. What are those? Now, first one is the presence or absence of organs. How we have organs present in us, like heart is there, brain is there, kidneys are there. In the same way, plants too have organs. For example, they have roots, stem, leaves, flowers and fruits. Now, mainly we discuss about roots, stems and leaves. So, organs, they are present or not. That is the first criteria. Now, second is conducting tissues. Now, what are these? When I talk about conducting tissues, we have studied that roots, they absorb water, they absorb nutrients from where? Soil, and they transfer it to the leaves. And leaves, with the help of chlorophyll, sunlight and carbon dioxide, they prepare the food. Now, leaves prepare the food. How will it reach to the other parts of the plants? Or water or nutrients absorbed, how will they reach? Now, this process is done by conducting tissues. Now, some plants have special conducting tissues present with them. So, we will class. Second criteria is presence or absence of conducting tissues. Okay? Now, next one, third one is we have fruits, flowers, fourth one, seeds, fifth one, fourth one and fifth one. Now, fruits. Fruits are actually the main reproductive, or you can say they are the ones who carry the next generation. So, particular plant bears fruits or not? Let's see that. That is also the main criteria to classify plants. Flowers. When we discuss about flowers, few plants you see they bear flowers throughout the year, but few plants they do not bear flowers at all. Few plants they have flowers, but they do not bear fruits. But few plants they have flowers and they bear fruits. Now, fruits, they contain seeds. Now, seeds are further classified as monocots and dicots. That we'll discuss little later. Botanist, his name was Haeckel. He classified kingdom Plantae into 2 main groups, that is kingdom subkingdom cryptogams and phanograms. Now we'll discuss one by one each one of them. In cryptograms we have three divisions, that is Halophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. In phanograms we have Gymnosperms and Angiosperms. We'll start with first cryptograms. Now in cryptograms we have the first group, that is division Halophyta. Now, Halophyta. The structure of these plants are like a thallus. If I give you a brief example, it is like an aloe vera. How we have a structure of aloe vera? A thallus. In the same way. Now here we are discussing about on a microscopic level. We can see with a microscope. So they have a structure like thallus. Now they are mostly water living organisms. They can be found in fresh waters or saline water. Fresh water means river water, lake water, pond, or you can say for sea water is a saline water. Now mostly algae are found in Halophyta. Now algae have a huge variety with them. Now thallus, that means roots, stem, leaves are absent, but chlorophyll is present. Chlorophyll is present, that means they are autotrophs. They can prepare their own food. Example is Spirogyra, Chara, Sargassum. Now Spirogyra is nothing but you can say a spiral-like structure. It is mostly found in stagnant water. For example, water has been stagnant, a greenish color deposition is there. Just pick it up, place it on a microscope. You will be able to see a spiral-like structure. Now this spiral-like structure is nothing but Spirogyra. Many yeast molds which are nothing but included in kingdom Fungi. They are also included in kingdom Halophyta. Now the next subdivision is Bryophyta. Let's discuss about Bryophyta. Now Bryophyta, they are known as amphibians of kingdom plant. Amphibians. Have you heard this word before? Amphibians are actually animals like frog, which can live in water as well as on land. In the same way, they grow in water like Halophyta, but they require moist soil to reproduce. That means for next generation to come up. Now, in Bryophyta, you will not find roots, stems and leaves. You will find false roots, stems and leaves, but actually roots, stems and leaves are absent. Second, conducting tissues are also not present. For example, you can have moss, Fernaria, Rhizome. The next group is Pteridophyta. Third subkingdom is Pteridophyta. Over here, P is silent. Now, as we know that evolution took place, in the same way for plants also evolution took place. Till now, there was a thallus-like structure, then came amphibians without the roots, stems and leaves. Now, there is one more division known as Pteridophyta, which is actually a plant which contains proper roots, stems and leaves. Understood? Proper roots, stems and leaves. Chlorophyll is present for the purpose of photosynthesis. Even conducting tissues are present for the transport of food and water. Example, Nephrolepis, Marsalia, etc. Now these, both of them, you can say Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, they reproduce by spore formation. Reproduction takes place by spore formation. Now, spores. You will on the Nephrolepis you will find the spores on the posterior side, on the lower side of the leaf. Spores are present. They burst open and new plant comes into picture. Now Pteridophyta, or you can say Pteridophyta, is again a connecting link. How it is a connecting link? It gives a second way of reproduction, that is zygote formation. Now, zygote formation takes place in higher organisms. Now, spore formation is an asexual method of reproduction. Zygote formation is a sexual mode of reproduction. Pteridophyta group shows both spore formation as well as zygote formation. Now, this ends with cryptograms. Now, how many groups are there? We have three divisions: Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Thallus-like structure? False. No root, stems, leaves, conducting tissue is present. Over here, proper root, stem, leaves, conducting tissues are present. Reproduction takes place by spore formation or zygote formation. Now the next group is phaneograms. Cryptograms is over. Now we'll discuss about phaneograms. Before starting phaneograms, I will give you a small example. Most of us keep kalash at our home. Now on that kalash we keep a coconut. Now normally when we make chutneys or any other thing, we know that inside coconut there is a white material present known as giri and a nutritive liquid is present known as coconut water. Now these two, they help out the coconut to grow. Correct? Have you seen this in front of you? Now coming to phaneograms. Now these are again plants. They have special organs, or you can say structures for reproduction. Those structures are known as seeds. And seeds are enclosed in what? Fruits. Like apple, have you seen? Seeds are present inside. Mango, seed is present. Tamarind, seed is present inside. Now, when we talk about this, as per the example, seeds germinate. For example, at your house, your mom, moong, mott, they soak in water, and if you want to germinate them, you want sprouts to come up, we keep them in a moist towel or a moist cloth. Afterwards, roots and fuel comes into picture. Now that seed is a new plant. Now coming to phaneograms, we have two main divisions. One is gymnosperms, other is angiosperms. Second one is angiosperms. Gymno. Gymno means naked. Gymno means naked. Sperms means seeds. That means gymnosperms are nothing but they have naked seeds. Now, you might have seen the plants of hibiscus, lily, Christmas tree. Correct? They have a crown-like structure. The leaves grows up, and you can see flowers on the top. Now, in these plants, they have flowers, but they do not bear fruits. We have two different types of plants also present, like male plants and female plants. Like for example, papaya. They are female as well as male plants. Now, here we are not talking about, because male papaya is a fruit plant. So, we will discuss only about the naked seeds. Is that thing understood? Now, coming to angiosperms. Angio means closed. The seeds are enclosed. Sperms means seeds. The seeds are enclosed in the fruits. Now, many a times, for example, kidney beans. If you soak them in water, they split up into two. Kidney beans means rajma, chole, matar. When you split them, if you soak it in water, split up, it will get split up into two parts. Now, angiosperms are further divided into two categories. One is monocot. Second one is dicot. Mono means one. The seed cannot be splitted into two parts. Dicot means seeds can be splitted up into two parts. Now, how will we distinguish between monocots and dicots? Now, for monocots, they have single cotyledon. Only single seed is present, which cannot be splitted up into two halves. Dicot, two cotyledons are present. That means one seed can be splitted up into two halves. Talking about the roots. Monocots, they have fibrous roots. The roots are like this. They have fibrous roots. Over here for dicots, they have a well-developed taproot system. Now, talking about the stem. For monocot, we have 2-3 examples like bamboo. Hollow stem is present. banana, fall stem is present. For onions, disc-like stems are present. Over here, dicot, a strong and woody stems are present. For example, banyan tree. Over here, we have three examples like onions, bamboo, banana. Over here, we have an example of a banyan tree. Now, talking about the venation, how leaves are there. Have you seen a banana leaf? It is a parallel venation. That means if I draw the structure of a leaf, it has parallel venation. These type of structures are present in monocots. Now when I talk about the dicots, dicots have reticulate venation. For example, people, if you see, they are reticulate in structure, but if you will not able to merge the structures are merged. That is reticulate structure. Now talking about the flowers. Now monocots, they have flowers which have 3 petals or the multiple of 3 petals. What will be the multiple? 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9. In that way, petals will be present. When I talk about the dicot, it has 4 or 5 petals or their multiples. Now, this is nothing but a clear distinguish between monocots and dicots. This ends actually your chapter. A small audio visual is also linked with this. You can go through it, you can revise the